Hey everybody, what is going on? I'm back doing stuff in front of a camera. Why? Because I have a lot of stuff I haven't shown off over the last couple of months. Before I do, just want to say a couple things. Number one, this room is going to be getting repurposed soon, so any future videos, say over the next several months, are probably going to be done in the other room where there's actually gaming stuff going to be. Number two, you won't be seeing anything else that really isn't Sony related, as I've already sold my Nintendo Wii and Xbox 360 collection. So, with that being said, the majority of everything else is pretty much going to be PlayStation 1 up to PlayStation 4, comics, collectibles, some of the various stuff too, but you know what, it doesn't matter, because I got games. So how about we start this off by doing the non-gaming stuff first. And we'll start off with some collectibles. Here is a Black Manta pop figure I got from GameStop. They had it on sale for $5, and I figured I, gotta pick that up. I was a little upset though I couldn't find a Firestorm or Cyborg, but take what you can get. Speaking of comics, got some comics to show off. Got the Batman and Robin Volume 3 Death of the Family trade. If you're not familiar with this story arc, I won't spoil it for you, but this particular one is the story in which the Joker has kidnapped Batman and the rest of his Bat family and is going to pretty much trying to psychologically torture them. I'm not going to say what he's doing because it's pretty messed up. But at this stage in the game, the Joker had his face cut off, and now he's re-wearing his face over, I guess, think of Face Off, except if you were to wear his own face over his head like it was a mask from Slipknot. It's pretty gruesome, but it's so cool too. And a story I'd passed on for a while because I wanted to find it cheaper. At $20, it's not expensive, but a lot of people seem to be selling it for cheap. And the comic book store I frequently go to, they always have anything on the listed retail. Hi, Pandora, get down, get down, get down. Sorry. Anyway, the comic book store I usually go to, any trade books they have on their shelf, he only charges half. So I'm always on the lookout for like omnibuses and such, which next video I will have. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to pull the trigger on this, and I'm glad I did, and it is Blackest Night. And if you're not familiar with this story, I recommend you go and check it out. It's basically the culmination of a tale that was mentioned in earlier Green Lantern comics that was warning the heroes of an event called Blackest Night, which is basically their take on zombies. Whereas the Black Lantern appears, the Lantern Battery appears and produces millions and billions of black power rings, and what they do is they inhabit the bodies of the dead, resurrect them, and basically try to consume the hearts of all the living. It was a really cool take on zombies, and probably one of the best stories I've read in a long time. So, glad to pick that up for $20. It's totally worth it. I wouldn't even wait. If you can find it for $20, get it for $20. So, that's going to do it for comics and collectibles. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the games. Let's start off with something a little fun. I found a PlayStation 2 wired controller at Goodwill. Sorry, Salvation Army, and I got it for half off. So I paid $2.50 for this. And the reason why I got it is because it is a Batman-themed PS2 controller. And right there on the handle it says, Applied Sciences Department from Wayne Enterprises. And I'm a huge Batman fan, so I had to get that. That is so cool. Might not use that controller right now. I have my Logitech wireless controller hooked up, and when you're able to play a PlayStation 2 game from across the room, it just makes better sense. Got some really cool PSP games. I only paid $2 a piece on them. First one is Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary. I'm liking these games a lot more ever since playing the reboot that came out, I want to say about 7 years ago-ish. But I'm a huge fan of the series. I'm going to actually try to go back and play the original games. I'm not a huge fan of tank controllers. Let me know what you feel about the tank controllers, because I'm not a fan of them in the original Tomb Raiders, and I'm not a fan of them in the Resident Evils. And apparently I'm in the wrong for that, so. Also got a greatest hits copy of Daxter. I see this game so much in Goodwills, in Salvation Armies, in Thrifty Shoppers. I figured why not just get it for $2. And the funny thing is, I always see them, and whenever I decide I'm going to get it, when I do go back to pick it up, the game's never in the case. So, this game I'm really excited to get. I got it before Thrifty Shopper had their half-off sale weekend, and I knew this was not going to be in the bin. But it is the Castlevania The Dracula X Chronicles for PSP. And basically what that concludes is Castlevania Rondo of Blood and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Both very, very good games. Big problem. I don't own a PSP, so trying to play these is becoming kind of an issue. So if anyone has a PSP on the cheap that they're willing to throw my way, let me know. We can work out a deal. So, what do we got? Got some cool PS3 games. Let's see. Picked up Dragon Age Origins on PS3. I don't care what anyone says. I think this is a great series. I have yet to play. I've yet to play Inquisition. I've heard it has some bugs, but Dragon Age Origins is a fantastic game and BioWare at its best. My wife wanted me to get another copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 because she's a huge fan of the zombie mode, and I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun playing zombies in this. Multiplayer was fun too, but when you deal with one squeaking, screaming child, you've dealt with them all. So I'll just stick to zombie mode for now, and if the servers can even support online play for PS3 for that, then maybe I'll give it a shot. But the crowning jewel, and BioWare at its finest, the crowning jewel. I had extra cash for my birthday last month, and I'm like, I want to get this again because I was getting rid of my 360 collection, and it's one of my favorite trilogies in all of video games, and that is the Mass Effect Trilogy Bundle on PS3. And I'm telling you right now, if you've never played Mass Effect, I highly recommend you get on the train now. The reason why I got this, probably because of the fact that altogether this bundle is around $30 to $35. When I had asked to hold the copy, funny story, the gentleman at GameStop quoted it at $20. And when I went back to get it the following day, because he was super cool about it, he went to another store to pick it up for me. And when I went to go get it the following day, I later found out that he misquoted, and he actually priced it at half of what it was, but they still managed to match that price. So for less than $20, I got that, and I highly recommend it. If you're playing on PS3, this is the only way to experience Mass Effect 1 through 3, because they never released Mass Effect 1 on PS3 by itself. The only thing is the first Mass Effect is a little rough to get through because there is a lot of slowdown. It takes a minute for the images to fully render on screen, and that's just because it's a very early release game. I think it came out within the first year that I think that within the first couple years of PS3 and 360 were around. Obviously 2 and 3 play much smoother. But if you don't mind some minor slowdown after save points, you're going to enjoy this game. I can't recommend it nearly enough. Mass Effect 2 and 3 are great games. I don't care what anyone says, Mass Effect 3 is a great game. If you don't like Mass Effect 3 because of the ending, then I hate to tell you this, then the prior 20 hours you sunk into that game meant nothing. Because I can sit here and lecture for hours on how I think Mario is extremely repetitive because you literally do the same thing after hours of platforming. But if we're seriously going to have this debate, you know, on, oh, the ending justifies the means of the game, well, you know, then potato, potato. Got a really cool stack of PlayStation 2 goodness. Yeah, I don't think I have nearly enough games. I should have roughly around 250 by the time this video ends. Would love to have a full collection. That's not going to happen. But I did get these in a trade. A buddy of mine who does sell and resell at flea markets, always giving me great prices. He cut me a great deal on these because these were all trades. I traded him a copy of Pikmin on the GameCube. Also, a game I highly recommend. Ton of fun. And he got me all of these games. And they are Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier, Secret Agent Clank, put that off the side, Twisted Metal Black, which I think is probably the best Twisted Metal they ever made, a copy of Black, a game everyone tells me about, a game I always see but I've never had it, so... Everyone keeps saying it's a great game, but it just takes a lot of ammunition to put your enemies down, which I guess would explain the cover with all the shell casings. A copy of Red Dead Revolver, because why not? The series, I don't know if you necessarily want to call it a prequel to Red Dead Redemption, but Red Dead Revolver, I guess this game definitely set up Red Dead Redemption. I honestly have not played this game at all. I had a sealed copy that I sold a while back, but I never really fully played it. Again, Rockstar, decent company. I like anything from them that isn't Grand Theft Auto. So if it's Bully or Red Dead Redemption or LA Noire, it's awesome. But if you're Grand Theft Auto, I want nothing to do with you. And probably the best thing I got in there was Romance of the Three Kingdoms X. Kind of like, it's a combination between real-time strategy and RPG-ish. I'm not overly familiar with this series, but I do know that the romance games, especially these, are becoming a little harder to find, so I decided to pull the trigger on it because it actually can get a good price point on it. He originally had this marked for 20 bucks, and we had Pikmin at about 25, 26, so he literally got me a great deal for all 6 of these games, so good for you, man. Appreciate it. And the last 2 games here I got around Christmas time. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been in front of a camera, and I have a lot of stuff to unload over the next couple of hours, so clearly you're gonna see me cutting this video. A tactical shooter which I cannot praise enough, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Now, this isn't your normal run and gun type game. This is a tactical team-based shooter. You have to use your intelligence, you have to use your equipment. Because there are people who will destroy you in this game. If you think you can run in there and just mow through people with an LMG like you can in Call of Duty, you're going to die fast. Like I said, extremely well thought out tactical shooter. I think it did not get nearly enough praise as it should. The character classes you can pick in before every match I thought were really, really well done. They cater to a lot of different play types. If you're a very defense type player, there's a giant shield-toting character named Montang. I keep calling him Montag. But basically, he's got this giant tower shield, and your only other weapon is like a pistol. Your accuracy is horrendous, but you can soak up so much damage with that. But if you love 4-on-4 tactical-based shooters that require a lot of intelligence, teamwork, and I highly recommend you play with friends with that to get the full immersion effect. Laying down traps, barbed wire, fortifying positions, using special breaching tools. Like the game has it all, and I can't speak highly of it enough. And a lot of people crap on Ubisoft, but I think when they do it right, they can do it right. And the last game I got was It was no surprise. I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I haven't given this game enough love as I should. I've just been tied up with a lot of other games right now, but I definitely plan on going back to it. It's a series that I've been following very near and dear as soon as Squaresoft moved to PlayStation and then became Square Enix. And of course I'm talking about Final Fantasy 15. Very simple story. Combat is something I'm still getting used to. I'm still used to the open combat system in Final Fantasy. It's a little weird. But I like how you can mix and match combos. I like how each character adds their own flavor. I love the feeling of friendship and like being a real team in this time of war. It's a really good game. I will say the negatives is that you really aren't left with a lasting impact on a lot of the characters, which really does, affect it. But I am going to get back to play that. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you thought down below. I am going to have a lot more videos to come out soon. Comic reviews as well. So if you have any suggestions for comics you'd like me to go through, just let me know down below. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you later.